Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another PCM test, this time in a 2003 Ford F-150 Lightning. Pretty much the same concerns, right? Long crank, no start. But in this case, it also says that it dies after the vehicle is running, which I have never seen. But if you're losing the signal for completely, as far as the cam and crank, then I guess the vehicle will die because it doesn't know where to fire, right? All right, so this is Joaquin A from Texas. This is your computer. So he doesn't know the VIN number of the vehicle because of the vehicle is not in his shop, but I think the vehicle is in Mexico, as far as I understand, or something like that. But all right, so I have it connected. That's normal. I have it ready to go, and I already did the parameter reset, so I can run the injectors and coils, and I'm going to prove that. So look in here. So I'm going to turn the ignition off. So again, all the needles went down, right? So when I turn the ignition back on, you're going to see the theft light come on. And then like you see now a flickering right there because the car is off. So that's like the anti-theft system active. All right. So when I turn it back on, it goes on, but then it has to go off. And that's it. So that's perfect. We got good communication because we can see the mileage in between the instrument cluster and the computer. This is my instrument cluster, my antenna and key. So, but this is his computer. Which actually, yeah, it's been a while since, but it's okay. It's not really. I thought it was like very warm, but it's not. All right, so let me put the. Well, first, let me show you his concerns because don't have much information from him. I was able to read the code when I did the parameter. Sorry, not the code, the bin when I did the parameter reset, and I can see this. The last digits are C as in Charlie, letter 8 71736. All right, so this is the note. This is for him and you guys to see that this is the same computer connected in here. And then this is the note. It says vehicle dies, and that's my writing because I had to actually call him because it was just a paper with his name, telephone number, email, and address, but no concerns, no being, no nothing. So I'm like, how can I work with something like this, right? So I need a little more guidance. If you send a computer, I need to talk to you. Please try to contact me. I need to have fault codes, concerns. Like in this case, this is very common. The long crank no start. That the dies is a little puzzle, but I'm not sure how bad it is yet because I haven't even run it. But yeah, he said vehicle dies and then it cranks and no start, no codes, no injector, no coils, which is also a little weird because it should give coils no matter what, even if it's an anti-theft system. But if it's not seeing the crank sensor signal, it will not fire anything. No coils and no injector because for the computer, you're not even there. I mean, the car is on and it knows that it's on. But if it's no crank rotation, the computer doesn't understand that you are actually, or it doesn't understand the engine is spinning because that's the only input for that, right? Cam and crank. He said it's a 2001 and it's not. It's a 2003 Ford Lightning supercharged. It's a SVT Lightning based on the VIN number. All right, so let me go back to this view. All right, so let me get the SUS, the Snap-on SUS Plus, and we're going to be using for this test. And that is the simulator that I'm using. I normally use that, and let me get actually into that view because I can get the scanner pretty handy close to me right here so I can do the changes or whatever I need to do in that. So right now we got everything on. So let's connect. This should read the vehicle automatically. So let's see if it does. I think it's doing it. All right, perfect. So yeah, we got in there. C as in Charlie, as an Apple 71736. That's the same number that I told you before. All right, so let's enter. And here I'm just going to go into the engine. And in here, this is Lightning. So the engine and the transmission is on the same menu, and not like in the Harley Davidson that is separate. All right, so automatic with air conditioning, which is most likely it is. We're going to go into data display. Let me move this window so I can see what you guys are seeing. Data display. We click continue, and in here we're going to go into accessories. So all I really want to see is the RPM signal, which you're going to be seeing in the cluster. If we inject the signal and it's on RPM signal, we will see it. But I'm going to do a custom selection in here, and I'm going to deselect all. and then just select the RPM and put them in a graph mode. I like a snap-on because it makes two colors on the graph. So if it's any RPM signal, we'll see it here. All right, on this simulator, the one I'm using right now is called Full Probe. I can select different signals, very specific for these simulators. So I always use 51 for low RPM, which is the cranking RPM, and then I have to use a separate signal because I guess it's not the best signal, and I have asked this company to make one, multiple locations, completely worthless company. This tool cost me around $11,000, and they don't let you make your own signals. I have this auto simulator in here, which is a fraction of the cost, and I can do my own signals. And if I have the Mark 50 from Joaquin 47, and that is another simulator that I have that it does not allow you to do the signals, but if you need something, they will do it right away for you. I mean, these people is on top of it. Like, this company is useless. It's sad because the tool is good. I like it. I like the way you can use the software and do constant updates and everything. But updates they do is only for vehicles that are not even in the United States. So that's not even, I mean, they were trying to charge $700 for an update, which is ridiculous. I mean, what are you charging me $700 for to put, cam and crank signals in there? Ridiculous. But so I canceled that. And as for the license every single time, it's so annoying, but I have it already. I have to use it. So again, the signals 51 is for long crank and for low RPMs, and then signal 7 we use when we are in a high RPM. So it looks like it reads something in there. So let's put 400 RPMs. All right, so now it is working. So we do have the computer running, and I have injectors and coils. So let's have it running for a little bit, because I usually have two ways of testing this computer. Let's say right now it is start. So what I can do is turn with these switches here. Let me just move you over to this view, sorry. I have my universal box in here where I provide the constant battery power and the ignition. And the reason I like to use this because I have a handy switch in here very close to me. So right now I can turn the ignition off, and that will obviously turn the computer off. And you can see that in the signals. Right now we got no signals on the oscilloscope, or sorry, not on the oscilloscope, in the Full Pro, because the computer is off. So, but now what it should happen is if I now inject the signal, which is now the Full Pro is still on and the signal is there. If I turn the ignition on, these computers should run instantly. And sometimes this is the way that I reproduce the problem, because it takes that little bit for the computer to not read the signal again. Let's see. Okay, this time it did actually not a problem. Let's do it one more time. I'm going to tell you with my hand when I'm actually pressing the button, because this has to be instantly. 1, 2, 3. And it's reading it really well. So right now it's actually working good. So what I'm going to do next is either let it warm up more, which right now actually the computer is nice and warm. I think that what I really want to do is let it cool down. Let me just read what temperature we have in the module. Hopefully you can see in there, it's like 82, 80, 84 degrees on the cover. If you decide, yeah, the side is actually 86 degrees, almost 86 degrees. So I'm going to let it cool down and come back. So let me pause the video. I'm going to let the computer cool down completely. It's 7:20 p.m. Yes, I'm working extra hours. And on extra hours on weekends, I decide which computers I work. It's my sole decision, my personal hours. Unless you pay for expedite or so, then I might take that time to do those expedite computers. But otherwise, it's my personal decision. All right, let me 7:21, 7:22 now. So I'm going to stop the computer and I'm going to pause the video, and I'll be right back in maybe 20 minutes. All right, has passed almost 20 minutes. It's actually 7:36. So let's see if it now works or not. I still have the simulator with a signal ready to go as the same RPMs and everything. So let's power on. I have the battery voltage connected except for the ignition. I can definitely feel the computer cooler. Let me just show you with the thermometer. Right now we're in like 76. A little warm on the side. Should probably have disconnected the power completely, but let's see if it works or not. All right, so ignition coming in 1, 2. Okay, you see that? We have now a delay. So that is actually happening right now. So let's see if this is definitely sounding like the analog to digital converter. All right, so let's try one more time. 1, 2. You see right now it started right there. I'm going to kill all powers. I'm going to wait again. Sorry, guys. I should have completely turned the power off because that might still inject some voltage to it. So let's wait for more time, but I think we're in the correct path. All right, guys. I actually put them in the freezer for a little bit. So let's see what the temperature is. 75 degrees. Actually colder than that. Very hard for this one to pick up the temperature. You see it's like 67 degrees or so because it's very reflective in here. But let's try it now. So again, the signals are there. So let me do it. Ignition in 1, 2. Not really doing it. Ay, ay, ay. And I had it actually, I should have recorded in the initial because it wasn't running at all. Let me try with the normal way. So I'm going to turn the signal off. One more time, 400. Yeah, it's actually running every single time. Let me use the signal, the other signal, which is signal 7. Yeah, this actually needs to run in a higher RPM. Oh, there's no ignition. That's why. Sorry, guys. Actually, surprised I was injecting the signal with no ignition. But it's running every single time. Let's go back to 51. And this is, guys, what I need to do. I need to try to duplicate the customer concern because otherwise, what am I fixing, right? See, right now it's actually running good. I'm going to keep it running and see if it dies. If it does, then I come back and we can retry. So I'm going to keep it running then. Keep an eye on those values, 6, 7. I'm not going to change anything. Everything else that should be the same. And I can reconnect the scanner now. The signal looks to be nice and steady. And we can see it on the instrument cluster as well. Sometimes it's very hard to find out what the problem might be if it's the computer, but I actually had it where I first connected after I did the parameter reset. Before I even turned the camera on, it wasn't running. I applied all the signals and it wasn't doing it. And I did it multiple times, and that's what I started the video. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is definitely going to be a simple one, but it started running right away when I put the camera on. So I need to make it act again. Otherwise, I'm going to have to stop the video and do it tomorrow and see if after the whole night it reacts or not, because it's getting late and I'm getting tired too. But let me run it. Let me keep it running for a while. I'm going to keep the scanner recording. Look at, we have only 152 frames on the scanner and see when it comes back. Right now it's 7:50 p.m. All right, guys, it's the next day. Let's see how that goes now. The computer is completely, cooled down to the night, so hopefully we can reproduce the problem now. I'm opening the full probe because everything was off. So let me just 1 second to start all the software. And the power supply is not fully on yet. Right now that is on. Not even going to connect the scanner yet because we don't really need it. All we need to see is when I'm using the signal, which my goal is to put the signal on and then turn the computer on like we were doing yesterday with the signal already in place. So just give me 1 second to pull on that, and yeah, you're seeing it on the screen, but not the correct one. Bro. Okay, now you can see it perfectly. Let me turn on the rest that we're not using. It's already people calling me. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, so the computer and everything is still off. I'm just going to select the same signal we were using before yesterday, right? 51, and then put 400 RPMs like I did in the full probe, but the computer is off. And let's try now. So hopefully this makes the problem come back. All right, so I'm turning the battery on now. You can see it on the cluster, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay, you see, not running. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. You see, it's now not running at all. Let's see how long it takes to run, if it runs, because this is exactly what I experienced yesterday. But then these computers, when they warm up, they start to work, and sometimes it's, I mean, especially here with a signal that is being produced and working all the time. So it's not running usually. By this time, they usually run. So I'm going to turn the signal off. Now I'm going to keep the computer on, and I'm going to turn the signal on. Right now, nothing is happening. This is exactly what I was seeing and feeling yesterday. So right now, I want to move you here so you can see. Let me make sure you can see the two switches are on, but nothing is happening. So this is exactly the same thing. And now we're reproducing Joaquin concern. No spark, no injection, no nothing. I'm going to turn them off 1 second, because now I'm going to connect the scanner, which realistically we don't really need. Now, you know what? Let me connect the scanner at least to the screen with the computer off, so I don't change so much, because I mean, we're providing the signal of the credential position sensor here. It should already be firing, and this is immediately, I know for sure that we are not going to have any RPM signal on the scanner, but I want to show you that. So let me just get everything ready as far as the scanner on before I, turn the computer back on, because I know that it's not firing now. So we can now definitely reproduce this. I got a visit in the morning. Good morning, Spencer. He comes. This is, come here, Spencer. This is a Spencer. He doesn't like to be honked or hold too much, but he's a very beautiful boy. He comes every morning to say good morning. I forgot I have no internet. Yeah, the internet is not working really well. So, I guess we're not going to be using the scanner, because it's not, I got no internet. Let me see how much it's going to be seen in here. Well, maybe you guys can see it from there. It's not so bad, right? Let me do the connection. Let me try it either way. Because in there you can see it pretty good from the distance. I can move that a little backwards. I'm not using that. I'm gonna let the snap-on reboot, and probably by knowing these modules, in the meantime I'm messing with the snap-on, it might start firing. Because this is usually what happens. The analog to digital converter circuitry inside kind of like warms up and it starts working all of a sudden. And I have seen this, and I show you in multiple of the latest videos. All right, so let me do the same thing right now. We're going to put the signal on 400 RPMs. The computer is off, and you can see it if I move you here, that both switches are off. Sure you're seeing that, and you are. All right, so I'm going to battery, and then ignition, 1, 2, nothing. All right, so let's see if we can connect quickly to the vehicle. And see how long it takes that computer to work. Well, we are connected. Let me make sure I put the SUS in your view. Oh, I forgot. I keep trying to do the same thing. So you're going to have to look at the distance in here. So I'm going into engine, powertrain, automatic with air conditioning, and I'm going to go over to data display. The same thing we did yesterday. Accessories. I'm going to, it's not there yet. I'm going to do a custom selection, deselect all, and just select the RPM and put them in a graph mode. Okay, now it's in a graph, which is not really the greatest color. You can see the line right there. If I kind of like move this, let me see if I put them in here, you will see better. I think it's the color of the screen that is not really. But if the RPM comes in place, you'll see the difference immediately. And this is my goal right now, to be able to show when that runs, if it runs, right? Yeah, you can see the line right there. Because right now, everything is on. We have RPM signal. We have everything. But as you can see, the scanner is in 0 RPM. That is, the line right there is in 0. So this is for the computer right now. You are just sitting in the car with the ignition on. And it might see the start, command, obviously, because there is a signal that comes from the computer, or through the computer about the start, when you're cranking the car. But if it doesn't see RPM, well, maybe you have a better starter. So I don't have to fire coils or injectors, and this is the way the manufacturers will think, right? Well, I cannot just fire injectors and coils because I have a start signal. I have to have the start signal, when you're cranking the car, and also RPM, because if I just have start and I fire injectors and coils with an engine that is not moving, then the next time the engine is going to move, I can hydrolock that engine, and I don't want that. And that is exactly what we're seeing here. Computer that cannot see or understand that we are sending it a crankshaft position sensor signal. Let's see what the temperature in the module is now. So 82 degrees on the side, 79.3 on the top. So it's getting warmer. And if I remember last time, I think it was after I cycled the key on this one, that I got that because I had the computer on for a while like this prior to record a video. Then I should have done that. But sometimes these computers are easy to reproduce. This one needed to be off for a whole lot. But we're definitely now reproducing the problem. I mean, I'm very, very happy with this. And now I can show with a computer completely cold, when after I do the repairs, that it's going to run good or not. Because this is definitely a dead computer right now. It's not seeing absolutely no signals. Let me try to do the on and off in here to see if it reacts. No, nothing. Well, since we have it like this, let me go over to signal 7, which is the one for the high RPMs. And we're going to start, you see, not even when I'm injecting the highest speed signal, and you can see it on the instrument cluster, there is absolutely no RPM, and you see that everything, all the power is everything on, because the cluster is powered by the same voltages or power from the computer. All right, so let me turn this off and then go back to signal 51. Right now is exactly as I have it yesterday. Completely dead computer, not reacting like anything is here. Like, doesn't even know. But it's good communication. It's just no response from the crankshaft position sensor signal. Not firing anything. I'm going to keep the signal on. I'm going to turn the ignition off. Yeah, see, right now it's doing absolutely nothing. I'm going to quickly kill the battery and the ignition. Yeah, no difference. And we can see the bars. See all the time that we're being here and nothing is happening. I'm going to snap. Yes. I just refresh the capture, because I'm probably going to yeah. Just leave it in here, because I don't want to hold you guys just for minutes and minutes and minutes just watching the screen with no changes. But this is definitely interesting too, right? It's definitely not feeling any warmer as warm as it was yesterday. Right now it's completely cool, and it's also a very cooler day as well. Yeah, this is only in 78 degrees, 84. So even here, you see it's like 89 degrees, right? The connector. But nothing is happening. I think, guys, I have enough in here. Now we have a complete dead computer. Realistically, I don't really think that I need to prove more that I can reproduce a concern. Right now we have a dead computer, right? And we saw it running yesterday. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to perform my repairs and get this computer to work. And then we can try it after the repairs, let it cool down, and do it again to make sure that we are working with a completely cold computer, and then see how it goes. Like that, I don't have to hold you or hold myself with a computer in my bench just waiting for to work again. I don't really need it to work again. I know it's bad, right? So what I need to do now is repair the computer and then show you that. But I'm probably going to, let me see how far in time we are. Yes, this has been 30 minutes. So I'm going to make this part one, because I've been trying to reproduce the concern on this computer. And I'll be coming back with part two if Joaquin approves the repairs. And we go from there. All right, guys. Thank you so much for visiting the channel. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.